believe we are ready to roll, Chairman.
Okay. I'd like to open the meeting of the Danville Public Works Committee to order. It is Tuesday, April 13th, 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
Alderman Rick Streaming.
Here.
Bob Iverson.
Here.
Mike O'Kane.
Here.
Sherry Pickering.
Here.
Aaron Trolia.
Here.
Robert Williams.
Here.
Chairman Mike Poor.
Present.
7 present.
7 present. We have a full board. Okay, item number 2 is the approval of the minutes. We'll be approving the minutes from the March 9th, 2021 meeting. If there's no corrections, need a motion to approve, please.
Motion.
Second.
Did we have who made the motion?
I did.
Alderman Trolia.
Oh, okay.
Seconded by Alderman Pickering.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Streaming.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Trolia.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. Item number 3 is approve the agenda. There's no deletions from the agenda. So need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Roll
No.
call.
We have to.
Roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll
That's
call,
okay.
please.
Alderman Streaming.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Trolia.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes,
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have any items or under item 4, any audience comments?
No, Chairman, we do not.
Okay, no audience comments, chairman's comments, just continue to mask up, get your vaccine, and be safe. Okay, item number 6, approve the payrolls. We'll be approving the payrolls from April 9th. Need a motion to put that on the table, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Iverson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Trolia.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Streaming.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. Item number 7 is approve the vouchers payable. These will be from the April 13th run. Most put that on the table, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane.
Yes.
Pickering.
Yes.
Trolia.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Streaming.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes,
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. Item number 8, we have finance, Comptroller Ashland Massey. 8A is a resolution awarding a contract for the purchase of billing and collection software, bid number 666, and authorizing a budget amendment to fiscal year 21-22 budget. Motion put that on the table, please.
I'll make the motion. We put that on the table.
Second.
We should probably change that 666.
I wondered if anyone would catch it, Chairman.
What's the next number on the list?
Okay, Ashland, what are we doing?
This is a resolution to award the bid for the billing and collection software for the billing and collection activities we will be bringing in-house when our agreement with Danville Sanitary District ends. The vendor we would like to award the bid to, just to be honest, was actually the underdog. They were our safety vendor when we were doing demos, and they blew us away, and they surpassed the person or the vendor that we thought would be in first place, actually. So, and they happen to be the most budget friendly.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Questions for Comptroller Massey? Mike O'Kane has his hand up. Okay.
Okay. I've asked for several years about communicating having a way the city communicates with our citizens, and billing seems like one of the few ways that we can communicate with everybody. People don't read newspapers sometimes, they don't listen to radio sometimes and stuff. Will this give us the ability to communicate? I know you got to collect the money and keep track of things, but does this software also give us ability to communicate with our citizens?
I'm really glad you asked that question. You actually set me up for success on something we could brag about. So first of all, of course, the bills being mailed to citizens, that will be completely in our court now. So we'll be able to influence if there's a memo on the bill, if we want to put a flyer in with the bill. We're still evaluating how the invoices will be sent, whether they're going to be those half fold hot seal envelopes similar to what citizens get now, or if we're going to have regular envelopes that are tri-folded and stuffed. That's still something we're looking into. But also another feature of this software is that the vendor also offers something called My Civic app, which is very affordable and that we plan to tack on with this. But we won't be implementing it at the same time we're implementing the billing and collection software. That's something we're planning on looking at first quarter 2022. And it'll wrap in additional items, not just sewer, garbage, public safety pension fee, but other things the city has going on.
Okay. Likewise, besides having a paper bill and stuff, so many of my bills now are sent to me, email, online, stuff like that. Will we have that capability, and will that capability also give us a way to communicate to our citizens?
Yes. Yeah, you'll be able to pay online. You'll be able to opt in for email bills. Yes, all of the above.
I want to stay with the changing world.
You and me both.
Thank you.
Okay, Alderman Troglia.
Yeah, I probably should know this. What were we paying the sanitary district before to do the billing?
I believe our price for this year was $207,000 per year. It's definitely over $200,000.
Okay, so we have 40,000 plus. Do we have any manpower for this, or?
Yes, at least 2 positions, possibly a part-time or maybe a third. We're going to start with 2 full-time and see how that goes. We'll have some sort of mailing expense, whether that's equipment in the office or whether we can find a vendor to do that for us. But I'm confident we can stay within the same budget, but I expect that we'll be able to reduce our cost, especially after the initial adoption cost that we're going to have. This next year, it's going to be more expensive up front, but long term, I think we'll absolutely save money.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because Aaron, I think when we had to go this route was because the water company and that they wouldn't give us the names, they wouldn't sell them to us or let us use them in any way, shape, or form. That's why we had to go with where we're at now. So
okay, yeah,
it's run its course.
Okay, alrighty, thank you.
And the city used to do it on their own.
Yes.
20 years ago or so, but since you were only born in 82. Anybody else have questions? Alderman O'Kane?
I'll take my hand down.
Okay. All righty, roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Trolia,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane, 4,
Yes,
7 yes.
thank you. Moving on to item number 9, public transportation, Director B. So we have our monthly report. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really. Nothing to add. This is, we've got a lot of things going on as far as grants are concerned. So we had some decisions to make about how to use the money that we have left from CARES and the new money that we're receiving from the American Rescue Plan. So what we've decided to do, everyone seems to be rushing us along to spend that money. And I think that is because if more money comes out and we haven't spent our money, then we get no more money, which, I get that. But in the same respect, you want to be smart about the way you spend your money. You don't want to just spend it because you have it. So I've written most of it to be operating assistance, and that will allow me to hang on to my formula grants, my 5307 money, for some capital projects that we have coming up that don't have a time frame attached. So I think that that's probably what we're going to do with the money that we got through the ARP.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
The tank, the Friends Authority Northern Kentucky, we're piggybacking with them for getting
For
our
the-
buses quicker, or
Well, it's easier for us because, you know, when you're a small property, that's a lot to undertake, to put out a spec and you know, get from the ground up to get the buses. So, you know, they do all the RFP work, they do all the, you know, everything, all the hard stuff, basically all the time consuming stuff. And then they leave options open on their contract. So we just reached out to them and asked them if we could have 4 of those options, which that's not a problem. So, so anyhow, hopefully within the next month or so, we should be able to sit down and put our order in. And the representatives from Gillig were at our facility this past week, and he said that they have really moved up their time frame as far as churning out buses. You know, sometimes it was as much as 18 or 24 months before we could get a bus after the time that we ordered it. So they have a new facility, and things are moving a little quicker there. So hopefully it won't be quite that long. We really need those buses.
yeah. Are we going to be providing buses for the tournament coming up?
No, well, no, not
But we'll have a bus stop.
exclusively. Yeah, the Lynch Road bus goes through there. The Williams Main bus goes through there. So there are 2 routes an hour that actually go through there and have a stop at Mary Miller. So, but the Lynch Road bus would be perfect for someone at the gym that needed to get to their motel room out on Lynch Road, because it goes directly from there to Lynch Road. So
I know there's limited attendance and things, but still nice to have the transportation available.
yeah, we put our panels back up on the shelter out there today, though. So
Okay. Alderman O'Kane, I see you have your hand up.
Well, I hate to bring this up, but I have a constituent that I happen to live with that made point of about a couple benches in town that need possibly replaced. If you find the extra little bit of money someplace, please look at that.
would you just shoot me an email, or have Nancy send me an email and let me know which one she's thinking of?
Okay, well, when we stop up by Slarman, there's one there that seems like it's halfway in the ground. And I know that Holy Family, unless you changed it in the last couple of months, it only had 2 or 3 boards instead of the 4 to sit on.
Okay.
But
All right.
I don't know if there's any others or not.
Holy Family and Schlarman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else have questions for Director Beast?
Chairman, it looks like Alderman Williams does.
I'd ask Lisa, as regards to the closing there on Seminary, has this caused any conflicts or alterations?
There are a couple of bus stops that we can't get to, but you know, people are real, they're close to the transfer zone. So fortunately they have other options, you know, they can walk to other stops, but yeah, there are just a couple of stops that we're not able to get to. One of them being at Bueller Terrace, which, you know, is not, you know, most of those folks just walk to the transfer zone anyhow to catch the bus. So yeah, it's been a little inconvenient, but not horrible.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Director Beast. Moving on to item number 10, Public Works Director Carpenter. We have 10A, a resolution designating portions of roadways as Class 2 designated truck routes and approval of the prohibited truck routes. Need a motion to put that on the table?
Alderman Shrebian, put that on the table, please.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay. Director Carpenter?
I'm gonna let engineer Sam Cole take that. That's more up his, what he's doing.
Okay.
Okay, so essentially, I guess probably it was actually last year, IDOT, there was some legislation, I guess, that went through the state that changed how we're supposed to notify them of what our truck routes are. And they were reclassified from like 5 different types to 2 types. Essentially, most of this is us just meeting their request to send this document in to tell them what our truck routes are in this new format. The other one, the only addition that's not previously been designated a truck route by the city is Section Street between Fairchild and Williams. And that section we applied for TARP funds, which stands for Truck Access Route Program. We were allocated $80,000 in funds, and essentially that will help us thicken the pavement. If you've driven down that, you know the road's in terrible shape already. It will help us put a little bit thicker pavement back than what there is there now to hopefully handle the truck traffic that goes to the concrete plant as well as the impound lots over there.
Sure.
So I don't know if that's my phone echoing or not. I don't think it is, but
Yeah, I don't know who.
Well, Sam, I wanted to ask, 'cause a few years ago, weren't all the roads supposed to be able to put trucks on it? I mean, built with handle any trucks. So this is just the state's way of wanting to find out where you got your truck routes. Is that all?
that's correct. And so what I think they've found is that, you know, they do route planning and coordinating with large trucks on their state routes, but they don't really have any way of knowing what our designated truck routes are, aside from ordinances which change from time to time and things like that. So we're officially telling them the hope is that if you're a truck driver, you can use their database to do better route planning. It will include our information now too. Okay. So,
because I remember last year on Logan Avenue, it was really something to see with those big trucks coming through there for the air turbines, and they were on Logan Avenue. I thought, oh my God, how are they going to? But now we got the no trucks, and I haven't seen them for a while. So I think their maps or something on Google was all telling them to go that way for a while.
You get that from time to time. Google and Apple Maps will mess people up as much as anything. So.
Wait, hold on, maybe a second.
Okay, any other questions for Director Carpenter? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Troya?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes. Yes.
Streety?
Yes.
Emerson?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
4?
Yes.
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. 10B is a resolution approving an agreement for construction engineering services with Knight and Associates and our road project. You all received an email with the details today. So need a motion to put that on the table.
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments?
So Sam, how much time are they adding on to this thing?
Well, we're not actually adding time. So this is basically for the roadway project exclusively, not the sewer project. There was an agreement approved by council, back in 2019 that really covered both. And we had to split those projects out because of the way the funding was. So really it's best that we enter into a separate agreement for the roadway stuff. To cover just those services. So I don't think the number of hours is really increasing at that point. If I recall, the overall agreement was like $500 and some thousand. So this is about half or a little bit more than that, add a couple years inflation to it. But yeah.
Well, I kind of figured something like this was going to come up, especially when we had everything and then we didn't get the money. And I kind of figured that stuff like this would happen. So
yes. And to be honest, we had some money appropriated with MFT funds, but bids came in higher this time and they consumed more of the grant money than what, we don't have extra grant money available to pay for construction engineering as we had hoped to previously. So.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Looking, I don't see any hands. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Prolia,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
7 yes.
7 yes, thank you. 10C, items of information. Who wants to take that? Carl, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I thought you all could read lips. I don't believe there's anything through DATS, is there, Sam? No, okay. H&L landfill, we did receive some correspondence from them. It sounds like it's just a 3-ring circus right now at the state level. They have been mandated by one individual to get it passed through pretty soon, so we'll just see where that goes. As far as projects go, street department, of course, continuing to do the patching daily. We've gotten back heavy into taking some trees down that need to come down. I think you see with all the big winds we've had, we haven't had a lot of big trees falling or limbs laying in the road, and that's thanks to the tree crew because they're getting all that dead stuff weeded out finally. Solid waste, we started picking up yard waste last week. That's going a little bit better than it has the last couple of years. We haven't had maybe 2 complaints so far of something being missed. So we're happy with that. Yard waste sales, the sticker sales really picked up Monday. Tara was in training and I was actually selling a couple of stickers up there to all front desk myself. So that's good to see that revenue coming in. We've actually delivered some compost this year already early in the spring. So that's working well. For those of you that may have not heard, the excavator at the yard waste site 2 weeks ago caught on fire and was completely destroyed. That's in the hands of the insurance company at this time, but Kathy tells me that she believes we have a full replacement cost on that, so we should be able to get a new one. I'm just waiting to hear back from the insurance adjuster at this time. We did get a new truck, the truck that you guys approved for the lift station operator. It came in earlier this week. Waiting on some paperwork so that I can get that registration going and the tags put on it, and David Finley will start moving everything from his old truck over to this new one. We are expecting the other truck perhaps later this week or early next week that you guys approved last week. That'll be used for the other electrician as well. We've got everything up and running pretty much now. We've done some repairs to some plows that we think we've beefed them up and made them better for next year. We shouldn't have any problems. We did have a little bit of good news with the salt purchase for next year. They're not going to raise the prices, it don't look like. So Dave Rui's getting that paperwork into them right now so that we'll be able to make sure we get enough of that for next year as well. That's pretty much it for Public Works at this time.
I noticed they're putting a new fence up north of Poland on Vermillion around the pump station.
Yeah, I don't. That would have to probably be Sam. Have a little more information on that.
And they had the temporary chain link up. Now they put a black chain link up, so it looks pretty nice.
Oh, you're talking about the new one? Yeah, up there on Vermillion.
Yeah.
Is on the one on Vermillion, is it about done?
It is about done. They're basically working on punch list items, and just I guess I'll give you a heads up on this. We'll probably be coming back with some change order approvals. We had several items come up with the duration of construction and all kinds of stuff, basically, but nothing like extremely large, but enough that I've got to come back to you and ask your blessing to make final payment on those items. So expect that in one of the coming Public Works meetings.
Well, I can tell you, after going up through there all the time, compared to the hole that was there and what's there now, it's got to be a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely. Well, it was a real pain. You know, the control panel was actually built onto the top of the wet well. So if you needed to remove pumps and things, it was kind of a nightmare there. So.
Alderman O'Kane's probably going to ask about yard mowing.
I was gonna ask that.
Where are we at on that?
Well, we've actually hired a couple of auxiliaries ourselves this year. We're gonna go back and try to mow it ourselves this year to see how that goes. The money was put into the budget for us to do that, so we are going to be able to do that. And we probably won't start mowing for another week at least, I don't imagine.
Well, what are, I don't understand that. I didn't understand that was part of the budget, but I don't take care of that. But how many times are you planning on cutting, and are you cutting the same amount of type of properties again, or are we going to increase or decrease what properties we're going after?
That number's probably going to stay about the same. We haven't sold a whole lot of properties with the empty lot sales. We have sold some, but not a lot. As far as frequency, we're going to get them done once a month.
Oh, good.
And how are these going to be all temporary people, or what?
Yeah, these are all auxiliaries. There won't be any union people mowing grass. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
We have union people mowing right of ways. But the empty lots mowing will be completed by auxiliary workers.
And we got the equipment bought already and ready to
So
go?
we're using what we had from 4 years ago.
Okay. I don't know who takes care of this. I got a deal in the mail from Home Field on energy aggravation. Is that, we talked about that at councils over the last several years, or at least 3 times that I can remember, like every 2 years. Who's involved with that? Does that run through Public Works, or is that just the city themselves?
I guess without knowing exactly what you're talking about, I mean, whether they're sending it to you directly or if it's something that the city's involved in.
Well, it's with the
It's Ameren, Mike. It's Ameren, and it's Home Field, and it's
Home Field
the
is part of
contract
Ameren.
we've had for several years with them. And they're just asking you if you want to opt out.
Well, it looked like things were bid again.
Yeah, they were, and that was actually brought back to you in council resolution. Comptroller, would you like to?
Sure. So a bunch of municipalities enter into an aggregate agreement where, large population, many municipalities gives bid power or purchasing power to be able to bid down the electric rate that we can offer to citizens for living in a certain area. All citizens have the option to opt out if they'd rather go with the fluctuations in the market that Ameren offers. That letter spells it out if they choose not to, but it's just an opportunity for people to be able to budget long-term and expect, this is what kind of usage I have, this is what the kilowatt rate is, and to be able to plan.
But the letter from Home Field didn't explain whether it was a same price before, gone up or gone down or whatever.
It had the rate on it.
Could you scan that, Alderman, and email that to us, or take a picture of it and email it to us, and we'll.
It was snail mail, came in the mail.
Okay.
Okay, I will.
I received one as well, and what it was the rate and the opt-out card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I just kind of interested to see how that compared to the last time.
I can that up if you give me a couple seconds.
It was like 0.005 something or other, but
I can't get it on the website. It's right here, our Home Field Energy in 2018, all the information, what it cost and everything, and I can't get it
open it properly.
It cuts off on my phone. It was on the website.
That's all I.
Okay. Ashley, you can jump back in once you find it, but we'll move on to item number 11. Closed session. There is no need for closed session. Item 12, items of information.
Chairman, I do have a couple. First, I want to congratulate you and Alderman Williams on being reelected. I'm really happy that we'll have an opportunity to continue to serve with you. I would also like to
Thank you.
congratulate Alderman Williams. You were so tough as the new guy that no one even ran against you. That's pretty impressive. So I was happy because you were my appointee. So
Is that last name, Mayor?
you think so? Chairman, of course, glad to continue working with you and all the other folks who won re-election, and also those who were elected for the first time. Alderman Pichard also won re-election, so we were happy for him. The final outcome of 7 is yet to be determined, but currently Alderman York is winning ahead by 1 vote. Just to give you a little heads up on how that works, I had a conversation with the folks at the Election Commission. Essentially what happens on the 20th of this month, they will rerun all of the ballots as well as any mail-in ballots that have been received. So far, there has been 1 mail-in ballot received. There are 4 more in that ward which are outstanding. So there could be an additional, there could be a total of 5 additional votes that could be added to this total that could change the outcome. Regardless of the outcome, because it's so close, either candidate will have the opportunity to request a recount. And when they do request that recount, both candidates can be present. Both candidates can have legal representation or another representative there. And then once the recount is done, then it would move forward with a final vote. But so far, Alderman York is ahead by 1. Want to congratulate Alderman Pichard in Ward 6. And then we have several newcomers in Ward 1. Carolyn Wands won as a write-in. She did a very fine job. I would say she trounced her competitors by almost an 8-to-1 ratio. She against Ward 2, I apologize. I don't know why I said Ward 1 after just congratulating Alderman Williams. It's been a long week already, if you can't tell. And in Ward 3, congratulations to Heidi Patel, who won there. In Ward 4, congratulations to Tricia Teague, who won there. I will miss working with Alderman McMahon, but I know that Alderman Teague cares a lot about our community as well. I already mentioned Alderman Pichard in 6. So second thing that I wanted to mention to you is the railroad crossing at Seminary, as we kind of touched on. We do anticipate that they'll start working on that tomorrow, and they hope to have it open sometime in the middle of next week. But of course, as you all know, with construction, there are never any guarantees. I wanted to mention briefly, I still call it Brzee, and I always will until something actually is done with it. Brzee Tower. The Collins do have another partner. I don't have any plans, and that's why, as I said in the public, I continue until I have solid plans with some proof of financial backing. I think we still have to continue moving forward with that because, quite honestly, they sold half an interest in the building to a gentleman who seems very well intentioned and does have some credentials, but who's never been here before. They'll be here next week, and who knows how that will come out. So, but I do want you to know a phone call from someone in my mind does not indicate a support for it. I mean, I'm going to take a phone call from anyone if they are proposing a good project for Danville, but unfortunately, the Collins don't have a very good track record, so I don't have a lot of confidence. The last thing I wanted to tell you about, apologize, I will read it to you because I don't want to get anything wrong. I had an email from Brian Henskin, who is the chair of the NJCAA tournament, and he wanted to let us know what the capacity is. Everyone has been asking me about the tournament. Will spectators be allowed? What will the requirements be? So I want to share a little bit of this with you, and I'll also probably post something on Facebook later. The maximum capacity they can have on the north side of the gym is 960. According to the rules, it's 25%. So there will be 240 fans allowed at every game, okay? 240 fans total allowed at every game. They will clear the gym between games, each game to clean everything, okay? So they will ask everyone to come out of the gyms, they'll clean, and they'll allow people back in. Spectators will be required to wear masks. You will be required to wear a mask if you hope to attend. Teams will be required to show proof of a negative test within 96 hours of arrival or show their vaccination record. So the folks who are coming here will have to show a clean COVID test or proof that they've been vaccinated so as not to put our community at risk. Teams will be required to check in daily with a medical app to ensure that all team members are feeling well. Unfortunately, there will not be a banquet this year. They will also limit the hospitality rooms with set hours of operation and box meals instead of kind of the smorgasbords like they've had in the past. And there will not be any fan or team congregating in the facility. So I'm excited that we'll be able to have people there. I think that's a good thing. Wish that we could have a whole lot more there, but since we can't, I'm glad that we can have something. I'm just happy that we're having the tournament this year. That will be, as a reminder, next Tuesday through Saturday. So you'll see a lot of visitors here. I just want to remind you all, the public, to do everything you can to make sure they feel welcome because they are guests. So I don't have any other items at this time, Chairman.
Mayor, I know they're asking most of the volunteers to make sure they've received their 2 vaccines or the 1. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson. But I think, there again, due to COVID, it's going to be less volunteers and less spectators, but nonetheless, it's still nice to see it opening back up.
Agreed.
Mike,
I see Alderman Iverson has a hand up.
I just wondered if the mayor could give us more details on the Seminary Street Bridge. What was the problem? What was falling down or whatever?
Well, I will actually pass the baton to Engineer Cole for that one because I have layman's terms understanding of it, but he might be able to give us a little more insight.
I believe to cut it off the layman's terms.
So what we found basically where there were some holes in some timber decking, and it was allowing the ballast rock that, if you're familiar with railroads, there's a lot of rock all along those, that to fall through those holes. Additionally, there's some concrete on one of the other adjacent structures that was falling onto the sidewalk areas, stuff like that. Basically, I don't want to go into too much detail because it's not our bridge to officially assess and to make the determination on. We're kind of tasked with, is it safe for the public to be under there, and use this thing, but we don't get to dictate what's done with it, from that end. So I will say it's actually jointly owned by CSX and North Fork Southern. So that makes it, a unique situation in that regard. Both entities, we've been in touch with both of them. Norfolk Southern has had people there working on it today, and they will be back tomorrow. What they are doing, it's really more of like a patch job versus a significant repair in an attempt to, and like I said, they dictate those repairs, to a degree, and then we have to assess, our comfort level with that situation. So we'll stay informed on that. I think the CSX bridge is possibly going to be a more of a challenge to stabilize and make safe. I don't know, and I don't know a response time out of them yet. So I'm not sure where the mayor, did you get that information on the week from Norfolk Southern? Is that what they had indicated, Mayor? Or?
I'll be honest, I'll need to look back at it. It was just sent to me from Brendan Dennison from Channel 3.
Okay.
Some quotes that he had from them. I don't recall which railroad it was.
Yeah. So I can't tell you from our perspective a date that I would feel comfortable with it. Let's just say that. I don't, not knowing what they're going to propose, we're going to have to wait and see that answer. I honestly think a week might be optimistic, but we will see.
Do we have to see that both railroad bridges are fixed, or if Norfolk does theirs, are we okay to open it? Do we have to get CSX done too?
The CSX bridge is honestly more concerning than the Norfolk Southern one, and it's not an active rail for them. So it's something that, you know, we're just gonna have to see how fast they move on that, because both of them cross the entire width, you know, of the sidewalks and the roadway. The CSX one is on the west side, and the Norfolk Southern lines are on the east side. So really, they both need to be addressed to make it safe. And I'll just keep you posted. To be honest, I've been pleased with the responses that we've had out of the railroads on this. I've also been pleased with the FRA, which is Federal Railroad. I can't remember if it's authority or whatever the A stands for, but they've been helpful in this process as well. But they've been forthcoming and helpful, but that doesn't mean that it's ready to be opened yet.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Sam, I've got one I need to question because I know how long it takes the railroads to get to anything.
yes.
I was driving down Main Street today, heading east, and the north lane, right between the tracks, is starting to get pretty bumpy. If we can have them look, I mean, it's the asphalt.
Is that the one there by, on, I guess, which one are you speaking of on Main Street? By Sarge's there, the on-grade crossing? Okay.
Yes.
Since that's a state route, I will relay that to them.
Okay.
But that would be the same individuals, same companies that we're dealing with here. So we'll do.
I just figured it's starting to go bad now, and it might take 2 months before they get in here.
The north lane would be the westbound lane, basically, right?
Yes.
Farthest north. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Carl, do you have a problem? I was out today to get one of my lawnmowers fixed, and the guy wants to put a little crushed rock on one of the alleyways out there by Oregon. Do you have a problem with him doing that himself?
No, he can go ahead and do that. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Well, he has so much business there, and it's just easy. He asked me today, and I said I would ask. So
good old JP.
Yep.
Mike,
I think Alderman Pickering had.
Okay.
yes. I'm sorry, I can't find my green hand. Carl, I have a question for you. I must have missed something. Is Sprague not doing our mowing now?
No, we're doing it ourselves this year.
Hallelujah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
we
glad.
voted on that in the budget to hire auxiliary and do the mowing ourselves.
Well, I missed that. Okay, sorry. But I'm glad.
Don't toot your horn yet.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I got a question for Ashland. I did see the report that Ashland sent us, and everything marked in green. So we're going to be in pretty good shape for putting some money away, right?
We've been strategic and we've been fortunate. So I think you're seeing that play out on your cash flow report. So.
Well, thank you again for all that you do. Believe me, thank you.
Amen.
Chairman,
We've also got to tell Ashland how much we like the cow picture behind her.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I thought she was in a barn.
And I have another cow and I like cows. I don't know why. But
Yeah.
I have another cow that's a little more vibrant. His name's Jerry. So I call him that.
That's just utter nonsense.
Yeah. Well, Ashland, were you able to find out the difference like that Mike had asked about on the rate?
So the rates for June 2018 through June 2019, it was 5.053 cents. And then it went down from June 2019 to June 2021 to 5.044 cents. And we are going up a hair. The letter you just got, or Danville residents just got, is 5.048 cents.
Yes. That's not too bad.
Yeah, they're expecting, like, there was I believe they said there's a huge decrease in the market during COVID, but they expect that to swing back the other way, which kind of accounts for that slight increase. It's proven year over year that this program does save our citizens money, though. I will throw that out there, but like the letter says, citizens have the option to opt out if they don't wish to. That is completely their choice. It's just something that is offered to them by all these municipalities that aggregate together. So,
Well, at least we don't have the problem like Westville and some of these other small villages did with the cold spell that we had for the 2 weeks. I mean, the money that they're having to spend is absolutely ridiculous. So, thank you.
Vice
Well, we
Chairman,
still have people-
that was appalling. I feel terrible for Mayor Weiss and his council down in Westville. I couldn't even imagine having to come to y'all and tell you something like that.
Yeah. And there's still people that we have going door to door for different electric companies trying to get you to change from home field. And I just tell them, I said, you can't beat home field and what the city negotiates.
No, you can't.
Okay. Committee members' comments, item number 13. Okay, having satisfied the agenda, item number 14, adjournment. Need a motion for adjournment, please.
We'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I second it.
All those in favor?
You have to have a roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Oh, that's right. I forget all these new laws. Roll call,
Alderman Strebe?
please.
Yes.
Alderman Strebe?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Victoria?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
4,
Yes,
7 yes.
7 yes. I think now we are adjourned.
Good night.
Night,
Good night,
everybody.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night,
Dave.
everybody.